Let me just share up everything. Just share up everything right here. Today I'm gonna be showing you my drawings, nigga. I'll go back to another video. I have to do the intro since I'm on YouTube. So, welcome back. Anyway, uh, I'm gonna be showing you some of my 2014, my 2024 drawings. If you follow me on Instagram, you would recognize some of these stuff immediately because this was actually my early stuff. I used to take photos of my sketches and my drawings put on my pages, but now I post digital art. I might someday go back to posting pictures instead of digital art, but that is not gonna happen for a long time because I'm stuck now in the digital scheme of things. Okay, what was I showing first? Probably my earlier stuff. Here it is. I have a geography map. I still remember we were doing a geography project and nobody wanted to take this piece. And so a random girl in my class in grade I think it was grade 11, grade 12, she just gave it to me. And I was like, what the frick am I supposed to do with this? And she was like, I don't know, just use it for a project. And since I always like to keep my projects small and on a page, I didn't really use this. So Black Code, this is just a throwback. Black Code is you can see Black Code is one of my earliest comics I do. I still have the pages here. I got like sleeve in my file. It's very dirty. It's very dirty. Because this is very old. It's basically a brain which I'm diving into. Yeah. You know, like I never got like I always remember I used to keep my blank page is very consistent so that I wouldn't overdraw on a chapter. 6, 7.
Something's in my ass.
Don't even try to make that joke. That joke is stupid. Facial structure. It was very early in development. But as you can see, I knew how to draw hands, but I kind of made the knuckles kind of fat at the time, so you know it was yeah. But basically, I was like a Black Code was like cyberpunk basically, but just my comic version of it. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Look at his head shape. Just ignore that for a quick second. Look at his head shape. This angle is disgusting. How is that? His neck is like, he's a robot, his neck doesn't a wrinkle at the back. But I like this. This was one of my favorite pages. Where the main character is trapped in the beginning and this female henchman is tied him up and he looks similar to the character that I'm developing now, but he's very robotic in this one, so I wouldn't call it close. All my I hope I'm afraid all my characters kind of look like me, and I don't know how that ends up developing, but it's always unintentional. I never planned. They always look like me. No way. Probably because I like standing in front of the mirror and practicing like facial construction or whatever. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I did a Boondocks rip off. Look at this. Me and the homies. It was called False Paradise. It was such a garbage name. It was such a garbage name. But this episode is called The Boys versus the Candyman. Are you serious? I never even watched the Candyman. Like I didn't. Like a Boondocks is already a thing, so I'm not gonna replicate it and make it mine. I'm not gonna waste my time on a project that already exists and make something similar to it. I have like I don't know what the frick I was doing here. I would wear this like blue jacket that looks similar to this. And then I don't know where this thing is made pages. Look at all these pages. They all these pages. I'm planning on burning all of this in the future. You're not gonna be able to get a chance of this. But this is called Legend of a Rogue Ninja, and then it's based off like it's very Naruto-ish. Look at this. Tell me this don't look like a Naruto characters. Tell me this don't. Tell me this don't. Nigga. Honestly, can check. And then I realized I didn't want to. Then I realized I didn't want to do it anymore. So yeah. This one. It's like a whole corner scene, but you know, if you're not a Naruto fan, this is one panel here at the top. I put so much effort into his hair. Like while he's blocking the opponent's attack, and then he's like tilting his head. I put so much effort into his hair. Don't do them. Don't do them page after page, because otherwise you're going to lose the art style. Look how garbage this looks. Look how much spaces there is in between the characters compared to what I showed you earlier. See, I draw a picture of it. I draw a picture of Itachi right there. This is Itachi. I know you're gonna say, oh, they don't even look like Itachi. Nigga, drawings. I'm just gonna show you some of it because it's probably hundreds of loose drawings, like one page drawings. I drew a portrait of myself. Yeah. I like this one girl in grade 11, and I was drawing this on my lunch break, and I would sit with her like almost every day, and she would say, "Oh, this is a really good Jason." But now that I look back on it, it's garbage, nigga. I can do everything in this. I really, nigga. Hell is this? Is that supposed to be me, nigga? Is that supposed to be me, nigga? I don't even have spiky hair. Only when it's wet. Only when my hair is wet. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We're getting the good stuff now. Look at this. Look at this. This is probably one of my favorite cartoonish doodles. I think I was into Pokemon at the time. I think it was 2023 or was it last year? I'm not sure. I was watching Pokemon. I can't even remember. There's so much Pokemon series, but this was probably one of my favorite sketches of 2023 or 2024. I can't remember. I didn't set a date on my stuff. Oh no, it's yes. I drew this December the 20th, 2022. Here's the date. Okay.
Who the f is this black person in my lobby?
If you can recognize what characters this is based off of, then you know peak. Then you know peak. What is this? It looks good, but it looks so weird. The ears is like way too stretched out. And that is supposed to be me. And then I tried to dive into realisticness. Obviously, it didn't work out so much because very fun. This was a very fun sketch. It's me again, but in a very cartoonish style. That's why my hands is so out of proportion. Ooh, this is a very drippy picture. This is a very goofy pose. It's like a Gojo pose if you had drip. You know that memes where they put skinny jeans and tight sweaters on the anime characters. It feels like one of that drawings. Feels like one of that pictures. One of my good ones also. This picture. This is all anatomy sketches at just this is all just anatomy. Drawing Michael Jackson for whatever reason. I do not know how. He's missing an arm though, so yep. No, there wasn't a, I didn't see the point in Michael Jackson grabbing his crotch every time I was on stage. I like this because of the perspective and actually executed the hands somewhat properly. I would say the ends are decent. It's not good, it's decent, but it is what it is. One of my favorite female pieces I ever did. Yep. Did this also. This is my old icon for the under jacket, the old icon for this YouTube channel. That is actually me in the jacket I was talking about earlier. I did like mini versions of me in different cartoons or whatever and whatever. Something to get my mind distracted on. Yep. Some of these aren't even accurate, but I guess that's what makes it art. Didn't finish this. Japanese lettering. There you go. Gonna comment called Battle Trinity also. Or it's, if you've seen Cody Kenshin's latest manga stuff, I was actually very similar to that, and I had this idea back in, I would say, 2023 or 2022, or even earlier in it. I don't even know. But Battle Trinity, I got the name of one of my good friends through this. I think this was the main character of what I just showed over here. And before I go on to the next file, just want to show you all. It's very wrinkly. This is very old stuff. But this is some sketches I did. Extra detail in the face, and that is just like a Venom type maneuver with me. Don't like the concept anymore, so it's very sluggish. I'm gonna draw some doodles. Some doodles you actually have to stretch out the word when you say it, otherwise it's just gonna sound weird. And there's me holding a wrestling gun. It seems like a wrestling gun. I'm supposed to be a basketball. And then there's me skating or surfing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what that is. And then that is another Venomish kind of look. Don't like that. This is also some sketches on what I'm actually doing now. As you can see, if you see a character with spiky hair, like white spikes, you're really gonna. I'm really trying to make him recognizable. You know, I actually have a lot of these. You see, yep. You know, this is all 2024. Some of these you might see on Instagram because I was posting a lot of this sketchbook. This is actually one of my favorite nausea. I don't know why I didn't post this one. Yeah, this is the main character and then there's a secondary character. I'm working on the secondary character. Again, I don't have names for these characters. The names is the last thing the last thing I'm gonna think of before I finalize whatever this is. And then this is like one of the side characters I'm working on. I feel so sorry for these guys because they're about to get whooped by the main character. I'm not gonna lie. If you think my main character is a hero, that's the last thing that I'm warning you now. That's the last thing that should go through your mind when you look at my character, because he is not. I tell you what, he looks so nonchalant and you know, but that nigga is out of pocket. He's vicious. Also one of my favorites. My favorite doodles. Not favorite art, but doodles. So noodles. Yep. All attached to big bro here at the back. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it out of context. And then I have, yeah, this is also probably one of my favorite doodles or sketches. Let me just call it sketches because niggas will be like, oh, you can't even pronounce the word doodle. He's basically like a Nanami type from Jujutsu Kaisen, and he is black. That's why if you took this for a fight, he literally does as in a fight. He's a black character, and he wields two swords. You can actually like it's like in his elbows you can actually pull out spikes as well. I don't know why I came up with that, but it's like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. You wield two swords, and if he doesn't have his swords on him, then he takes out two like large pines or spikes, like what's his name from Naruto? The one that always takes his bones out. Ugh, that's disgusting. From OG Naruto, Kimimaru. That's his name. He's my main character. He's about to slaughter the whole cast. This nigga is not a hero, bruh. Do you think this is the face that you can trust? That is not a face you can trust. It is what it is. Yep. I'm not done constructing the tattoos yet. This isn't his final design of a tattoo on his back. So when he activates electricity, and he has so much different forms. I'm telling you now, you're not ready. He has so much different forms, and when he activates one of his forms, I'm not gonna say what it is and what it looks like, because I will just be like an unwritten promise that I'm probably gonna break. So I'm just gonna give you as little detail as possible. Just know when those niggas hate on white, he's a yeah. Let me just leave it there. But about the tattoos, when he turns into one of his forms, this tattoo is literally like becomes part of his bone structure, kind of. I'm still like constructed in a way, but the vision's there. The vision's there. So someone drew an eye in my sketchbook. That is not my art style, gang. Probably one of my sisters was, or one of my friends. Let me stand beside. Yup. The nigga that's gonna massacre the whole cast. It's probably a spoiler in itself already, but the way he does it, the way I envision it, it's so messed up. I'm so excited about it. That's me. Through this last year, everything from now onwards is just solely gonna be last year. This is gonna be strictly from September to December, I think. Last year, 2024 September to December. So this in the Boondocks version. This is probably one of my favorite songs. This is like a silhouette maneuver, light and dark, blah blah blah. Yes, sir. Like a skinny version of Vi from Arcane. But she has spikes coming out of her elbows. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from different like points here and there. So, yeah, yep. Couldn't get it done because I was sitting in class and my teacher called me drawing, so I just left it. A little version of me. I like drawing small versions of myself. I had this idea that me and my friend Ryan would do like a Spider-Man thing together, and I would animate the whole thing, and then we would just voice it over and make it like a mini movie kind of thing. But then I realized I was nowhere near skilled enough to start animating, so I just dropped it. And this is my suit design. This is what my suit looks like. Here's a doodle of me. So there's me, there's me, there's me, there's me, and then it was like this. Well, there's dinges, different female characters. I probably have like designs just to practice. Dang, I need some water. I need some water. Hold on, hold on. And I'm back. Got me some ice water. Because a nigga be getting hot in South Africa. I know it's snowing up a storm in America right now. Goes on for me as a main character. Do yourself a favor. If you're doing a comic, never make yourself the main character. You know, have no idea how much thought you put yourself into. This kind of crap you're doing. It's supposed to be like a storm kind of thing, imagine. Like a storm is busy tearing up the city and this woman is witnessing it all. I got this idea actually of one of the girls I liked in probably when I was finished with school and I was seeing this girl and we were talking and stuff. And then one day I asked her out of the blue, like seeing the picture that I maybe can get inspiration out of. She drew me this city landscape at night. And then when I looked at that picture, I just saw terrorism and and destruction. So that's what I drew. That's to say a lot about my character. Those kids of me, my graduation gap, but I didn't end up finishing it. But this is what it looks like, basically. And I drew Kratos and Spider-Man. Probably also on my Instagram. Yep, my profile. So this is probably one of my favorite character designs. She's it's not it's like a Luffy kind of thing because I was really trying hard to get into One Piece at a certain point in time, and then I just ended up drawing that character just because of the how the Gear 5 looks. So I was like, okay, this looks like an interesting design. See the sketches. I was watching Demon Slayer at the time, and obviously you can see the facial structure is very animated and it's very like the hair looks very Demon Slayer-ish. So watching Demon Slayer at the time, the Entertainment District. So I did like arcane characters as well. Did this raggedy ass sketch, but it looks somewhat appropriate to the original. Just Sukuna sketch. I think I did too much for this year, but it's worth it though. Every day, every day like type of poses. This guy is just like going to work, listening to music with his headphones, I mean earphones plugged into his ears underneath his shirt and going into his pocket, carrying his backpack. Has a wristband, one hand in the pocket. Very spiky hair, you know. Drawing like you know. If you can see like the JJK like kind of art style, you would immediately recognize this is somewhat like I don't know. We don't think it looks like the JJK like art style. It's alright. Then I did hands also. Terrible hands by the way. Hands do not look like this. More mini versions of myself. My hair was very thick back then. And I wanted to get these dreads like on my forehead. I wanted to get those two dreads hanging, but my hair is not long enough. So again, for practice, you know what you know how it is. You know how it is. Through more Spider-Man art of me and Ryan, me and the Omi. Through this, I don't know what the heck this is supposed to be. I just wanted to draw it out. And then I drew this interesting picture right here. No, not this one. I'm talking about this one. This is me. Yep, that's me. I don't know what I'm doing. Yep. Probably one of my favorite because his facial structure is so expressive. His eyes is expressive. So it's a very passive face, which doesn't fit his characteristics at all. Now that I like officially developed a characterization for him, there is wide hair. On the alert. My dog is always on the alert. More like a realism. I got this off Pinterest. Started drawing like actual people. So, yep. Drew this random nigga and just added some colors to it. Started drawing more characters. for my manga. Not my manga, just like for just more characters. And then I added a bit of realisticness to it. So actually watching a YouTuber and the way he like starts up with the sketches, it really inspired me to like adapt to that. And there was this girl walking out of smoke, also one of my characters, but obviously in a realistic art style. I can draw way more realistic than that now, but it is what it is. Do this as well. Let's look like at the Chinese anime that I've seen. Straight back to my art style. So this is some poses I got off Pinterest, and this is some characters I do. Main character obviously the side characters. Yep. Obviously this random sketch of a girl yawning. I did more main character stuff. This one is inspired by My Hero Academia, the pose. I think Deku did that pose once, and the character stuff. I don't know why he looks so young in this one. He's supposed to look way older in this one. And then this is also main character stuff. Will, my main character, tagging along with his two bros. I got the inspiration of this actually from me and my homies hanging out once. We took a picture and I was like, okay. I draw myself as a Street Fighter character. I don't know why. Big torso, big build, just very action wise. And then this is the last picture we got of my main character. Just hands in his pocket. Doesn't have a care in the world to give for the people that is around. Normal stuff. I think there's more sketches here in the back of the file. Probably sketches I wasn't proud of because of the. I like when you look up, your chin is like very flat. You know, there's not a lot of definitions on the side because it all rolls down. So it's actually gonna draw. I was actually gonna draw like a samurai kind of maneuver, and he has like he doesn't. He never wears a shirt. He only wears pants, and he wears like armor on his pants also, some armor on his pants, and he has a tattoo, a cross, like a crucifix tattoo on his back, and when it glows, and then his crucifix sword spawns on his back. So it is a very interesting idea. I wish to expand on also. Yep. And then he has like this armor on his hand with like a knife attached to it. So, yep. Don't know why this one didn't make it in the mind. I was actually gonna draw him with the middle finger, and then I told myself, no, this is a lot of sketches on one page. Actually shocked that I spent so much time on a female character with so much doodles. The way he utilizes his he uses and utilizes his power, his electricity power. Almost like Gojo also when he's doing like a purple, he has to charge it up for a long time and then he outputs it, he shoots it. All main character stuff. So, don't ask me why his face is black. This is him holding a guitar for whatever reason. This is like the most this is actually the most liked post on my Instagram. It's actually pinned in my Instagram post because the what you call it. It's so I think it's so dedicated to JJK. Yep. That is fingers. It's not like that is fingers. It's all about perspective. we don't have a sense of perspective, and then you're not gonna get what those drawings look like. Pardon me. That's basically all my art I have to show for 2024 and 2022. Surprisingly, 2023 is like probably like 15 or 16 drawings in there that I did. As this recording is going almost to an hour now. Been yapping for an hour. Just look at this file. This file is so raggedy. This is somewhat clean. Still using this file at the moment, but I'm not putting anything in here because I don't draw on pages anymore. But two files. I actually want to see that one.